All right, guys, I'm waiting for some people to show up. Hey, Winnie, how are you? Welcome. Hey, Julie, welcome. I'm going to give people a little bit of time to get in here. I'm doing great. We're getting a thunderstorm here, so you might hear thunder in the background. Hey, Stephanie, welcome. Hey, Julie. Hey, Mr. Hart. Hey, September and Sun. I'm gonna wait for a few more people to get in here because I know I don't want to have to repeat myself. I've got 12 pages of notes to go through, and this is going to be a hard story. Hey, MZ, welcome. This is going to be a hard story, but we're going to get through it. MZ, I hope you got those. I hope I gave you enough time to get those two things ready. So, this afternoon, we're going to be talking about. Okay, thank you. We're going to be talking about Dre McCrae and her husband Vaughn. But we're going to start at the beginning. So I'm going to be skipping around in my notes here because there is a lot to this, and there's probably a lot more that I don't even have. So if you hear me flipping pages, you know I'm going through my notes. We're going to start out talking about Dre. We're going to start talking about Dre first. Dre came from a military family, grew up in military housing. She was always known as the wild child. Always had a knife. Always had a sword. One or the other. Now, I believe the man that she thought was her dad was really her stepdad. And let me cross off what notes I read so I don't reread them. When her father got out of the military, at some point he moved thousands of miles away to get away from her. So Dre started her journey on Facebook. Well, let me get away from Dre first. Let me back away from Dre here for just a minute. And let me go to her husband, Vaughn. We don't know a lot about her family, or his family, Vaughn. Hey, Iris, welcome. I don't have a lot of information on Vaughn's family. His mom and his dad are divorced, and they have each remarried, I do believe. My understanding is he was raised by his great-grandmother for at least the first 6 years. And what we do know is he has not spoken to his family in 6 years. I think that he got to go visit one time, I believe in Georgia. And while he was visiting his family, Dre stayed at the motel. Didn't want any part of his family. No, that's not Mr. Hart. That's the wind that blew the door open. So, moving down the line of Dre, as far as relationships are concerned, it sounds like she had a first marriage to a Marine. She her first husband's marriage, who he did have children with. Hi, Alicia. He had children in his first marriage, but Dre broke up her first husband's marriage. And that marriage didn't last. She ended up calling him Mr. Evil. He thought she needed psychiatric care back then. And then she met Vaughn. And they got married 3 to 6 weeks after. However, let me find my notes on it. I don't think her divorce was not final from her first husband when she married Vaughn. As a matter of fact, her first marriage, let me find my notes, because I was up late last night and up early this morning getting all this information together. She married Vaughn within 3 to 6 weeks of meeting him. MZ, what link is that? Is that the fundraiser, the GoFundMe? We will be dropping. Hey Robin, welcome. Thank you, MZ. MZ is gonna be dropping the GoFundMe for Vaughn's mother. She's trying to get enough money to get an attorney. And I don't mind dropping links to assist this woman. As I was saying, so, legal assistance. Okay. She's trying to raise money to gain legal assistance. So, Dre and Vaughn were married 3 to 6 weeks, somewhere between 3 and 6 weeks after meeting each other. I don't know. I would say probably they met on base, but that I am not positive on. So they married in September of 2014. However, her divorce from her first husband was not finalized until February of 2015, leaving a question. Is Dre and Vaughn legally married? And somebody wanted to see, I believe it was a hospital, but I'm not positive, wanted to see their marriage license, and Dre can't find it. Red flag. Oh, okay. Thank you, Robin. My understanding is Dre had a knee injury that was not really a major thing. So he really didn't want to leave the military. Stay and do 20 years and then retire. But Dre didn't want him to. I think I said Vaughn wanted to stay. I may have said Dre. I get the two confused. Vaughn wanted to stay in the military. Dre did not want him to. So, we have some red flags here that I want to point out. When it comes to seizures. Now, Dre has 3 children, 2 of which do not belong to Vaughn, her 2 daughters. They allegedly belong to her first husband. One of those daughters has seizures. One of their dogs had seizures. Apparently, they had a chicken seizures. And now, his seizures. So, now we have Dre and Vaughn together. They had, when they got together, they would go shopping at Goodwill. They would go shopping at thrift stores. She always looked for the green sticker at Goodwill, which was the least expensive. So they started with nothing. Then she started on Facebook. First it was makeup. I believe there was cooking. And then there was the paparazzi. And apparently the paparazzi exploded on her. At some point recently, there was a purchase of a truck, and now, without seeing it, I can't confirm if it's an actual RV or if it is a pull behind camper. Now, Vaughn, before these seizures, before this last episode, he wasn't able to drive. People that have seizures have to go so long without having a seizure before they can drive again. But there was a purchase of a truck, and it's either an RV or it's a camper. I'd have to see a picture of it. Robin, have you seen a picture of it? Does it have a steering wheel in it? Is it a drivable vehicle or is it a tow behind? Because there's a difference between an RV and a camper. Do you guys know where this RV at, Robin or September? And if you guys can direct me to the RV. Okay. So then, therefore, if it's a drivable RV, they'd probably more than likely tow the truck in behind. Okay. I'm looking to see where I want to go with this next. Because there's so much here. I have so much on this. She's got several. It's not there. It's not there anymore, Robin. Hey, Delia Fitz. Robin, it's not there anymore. It's gone. She does have several YouTube channels. One is under her name, Andrea McCrae. And then there's another one called McCrae Tribe. I'm going to show you some pictures. Let me find them real quick here. Yes, I believe she did, Robin. This photograph was taken in 2018. This photograph was taken in 2018. And here is Vaughn in his dress blues. This is in 2019. Now, I don't know how many of you have seen her recently, but this picture in 2000 and well, it was posted in 2019. And again, 2019. And a picture of her with her mother. Now, allegedly, this is only allegedly, it's not confirmed. Yes, there is a huge difference. Allegedly, she's a registered nurse and is registered allegedly. Remember, I'm saying this is allegedly. Allegedly, she's registered to practice in 5 states. Hey, Just On. I'm trying to get this in a good order for you guys so that you can follow along here. I mean, there is just so much. Now, she does have, yeah, that was all before the Dr. Sabi diet. What do you call them BS on, do you, Fitz? Oh, yeah, like I said, that's just allegedly. That's only something that's people have said. I'm not saying it's truth. I'm just saying allegedly. That's why I said allegedly. She probably is not a nurse. So we have her. For some strange reason, she has an obsession with knives. And she also has a sword collection. Okay. Well, like I said, that was just allegedly, and I wanted to put it out there just to be safe. You never know. She has there's 3 children, 2 girls and 1 boy. The boy belongs to Vaughn, and she treats him terribly. She treats the son terribly. Apparently, when she was growing up, she was treated differently. And that's because she was being raised by a stepfather. My understanding is I'm scared for all three children, actually, Delia Fitz. I'm scared for all three, quite honestly. Now, it's been said, apparently, this Dr. Sebi that came up with this diet, this crazy diet. Hey, Brenda, welcome. Apparently, this Dr. Sebi that come up with this crazy diet has passed away, and she believes his soul went into her, and she believes she's Jehovah. And this diet, whatever it is, this alkaline vegan diet, I don't know. So she lost a lot of weight on this diet. How much she lost, I don't know, but she lost a lot. So, okay. Now we're going to fast forward. That's just a little bit of history behind Dre and Vaughn. Vaughn was in the military. He was in the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps holds a special spot in my heart. So he served. They weren't sure of the end date, but he joined the Marine Corps in 2011. And he either got out in 2018 or 2019. Now, wait a minute. Let me look at that one picture and see if that one has a date on it. Then that might be. I'm going to guess and say he probably got out in 2019 because we have this picture now. I know that you can hold on to pictures and repost them, but this picture says it was posted in 2019. He is wearing dress blues. Exactly, Robin. You're exactly right. His father did get to see him one time at the VA hospital. So at the VA hospital, according to his father, this is what he observed. He had like a burn mark around his neck, deep bruising and healing. He had a big bruise on his elbow, and he had some abrasions on his left arm. And this was at the VA hospital when his father seen him. That all came from his father. Now, I'm pretty sure, if you don't already know. Hey, love of Scorpio, welcome. If you don't already know that she recorded him having seizures. And apparently she live streamed his dad and stepmother without their knowledge. According to the police report, there's no evidence of foul play. Case closed. The police did not speak to Dre outside of the initial interview. Now, even though the case is closed, there's still a detective attached to it. I couldn't understand the name of the detective, but there is a detective attached to it still. And families concerned due to her behavior online. Her behavior online is crazy. I don't know. I don't know. I've seen some bad behavior before, but hers really takes the cake. I'm not sure, just Dawn. I couldn't make out what they were saying when they said the detective's name. It might be. It possibly could be. And I have MZ is dropping the GoFundMe link if anybody wishes to help with legal assistance for Vaughn's mother. Now we know Vaughn has been moved multiple times. Multiple times. He's on a ventilator. Yes, she is love a Scorpio. Nah, it's more like a psychopath, Jolie. Sociopath has feelings. A psychopath doesn't. So he started out in a hospital in Yuma. He was flighted to Phoenix, transferred to Tucson VA hospital after a week, transferred to a specialty care, moved again. Nobody knows where he is currently. And nobody knows where she is either. Yes, Robin, she does. She thinks she's Jehovah. There was a statement made. And I don't know who made this statement. They disagreed with her trying to calm him down. Nobody knows who they are. She admits arguments for 2 days, and his behavior changed since going to see a chiropractor who told him to stand up for himself and learn how his relationship with her was not normal. This was from a chiropractor. Vaughn was doing everything around the house. He couldn't have phone calls. Everything had to go through her. And she said that on a live. And something that she did say, another thing she said, she didn't show him her crazy until after marriage. To quote her, I trapped him. All with a knife in her hand. She's not controlling, she's protecting him. And that's a quote too, I believe. Or a paraphrase, rather. Now, we have this little issue of him being in a shed. Where she claimed she used his knife to cut him down. The police collected the rope that was laying on the floor, but wouldn't there be rope still hanging from the rafters? Or from a beam? And he was in his pajamas. It was said he was in his, let me make sure I got the colors right here. Because I've got a lot here. Okay, so supposedly it could be Love of Scorpio. Yeah, she is a menace to society. She's a menace to her children, first and foremost. So She got his knife out of his blue pajamas. Vaughn always wore red and black pajamas, not blue. Thank you, MZ. This woman was so controlling. She made him dress up in suits, and he wasn't leaving the house. The police didn't do any type of an investigation. Nothing. Now they did a talk screen on him, and they found large amounts of K in his system. Large amounts of K in his system. Believe me, I've got a ton of notes. I was up late last night and early this morning. So he was not allowed anything. No money, no phone. And we know with him having seizures, it's obvious he wasn't able to drive. My understanding is the oldest daughter cooked and cleaned. The kids did not go to school due to the temptation of food being fed to kids. They were being provided 25 to 50 gallons of water every 2 weeks by the specific religion that she followed, which is, I'm going to call it JW. JW provided them with water. She would only use glass to cook with. You know how you and the rest of us use metal pots and pans or what have you? Everything. Glass cookware. Everything. This has got to be the most bizarre story. My understanding is well, let me get back to the day in question. So allegedly he woke up at 7:15. And by 8:30 911 was dispatched. And as I said before, Dre records everything. And she recorded him having seizures. During one of her lives, I assume it's a paparazzi live, he said hi to somebody in her live chat, and she twisted his fingers for saying hi. This woman is very controlling. very controlling. And I want to make sure I get all this information out. And I'm trying to keep it in order as best I can.
Sorry, y'all, I ain't trying to interrupt.
And let's see here. So, I agree. Love of Scorpio, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. My understanding is she's been thrown out of many congregations, meaning the JW congregations, because she wouldn't follow their rules. Now, she got big with paparazzi. And when it came to the paparazzi, Vaughn had to do everything with her. Guess who owns paparazzi? If you guessed JW, you would guess correctly. That religion owns paparazzi jewelry. Now, she was using she needed key limes in order to mix with Ativan to get the Ativan down faster. And she had some people, possibly members of the congregation of the most recent place that she was involved in, to pick those key limes up. Now, one key thing, my understanding is that this particular religion does not allow people to join that have served in our military. Now, how was she going to get him into that congregation? Because he had served in the military. But to be honest, he did not want to be part of the JW. And life support goes against their beliefs. And he's currently on life support. So, I know there is a lot more information out there that I haven't been able to get to you. I've been cramming since I decided that I wanted to speak on this case because, like I said, that branch of the military holds a special spot in my heart. So I think I've given you I tried to go from, take her and go from her childhood to current, and him from his childhood to current, but there's not a whole lot on him. I have a lot more videos to look at and gather information on. MZ has been dropping the link for the GoFundMe if anybody wants to donate to help his mother to get legal assistance. At this point, we don't know where Vaughn is, and we don't know where she is. And the RV is not at her mother's house, from what I've been told. From my understanding, the RV is not at her mother's house where it was being kept. That's right, love a Scorpio. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Don't believe me? Ask Mr. Hart. I don't know, Jolie. I don't know. I think they're more focused on finding out where Vaughn is right now because nobody knows where he's at. Can I get praying hands? Justice for Vaughn. Please. In my chat. I'm not the only one working this case. There are other channels working this case. MZ, can I ask you to please drop? I think it's Justin that is going live in a little bit. Can you please drop his link for me, please? So that if they can fill in any blanks that I missed. But I'm trying to spread awareness. Okay, thank you, MZ. I'm trying to spread awareness. For a brother Marine. Thank you, MC. It is Brenda. It's very scary. I'm sure it was Love a Scorpio. I haven't heard it. Thank you, MZ. Yes, let's all thank Vaughn for his service. And let's pray, number one, that they find Vaughn, what hospital she has him at, or what facility she has him at. And let's pray, number two, that she's found and those children are safe. Let's pray that those children are safe. Especially the son. Because apparently she didn't like the son at all. And that was Vaughn's son. The two daughters allegedly belonged to her first husband. And I know there's a lot more to this story. A lot more. I have a wonderful friend helping me with it. She knows who she is. And she knows a lot about this woman. She's known her for 6 years. Yes, let's pray for the children as well. Let's pray for the children. Pray for Vaughn's parents. Of course, we're going to pray for Vaughn. Pray that he gets found. He needs justice. He deserves justice. I don't know, Brenda. I honestly don't know. I will, Robin. I don't know what Vaughn did in the military. I'd be interested in finding that out. instead of taking the eat. And I know this is going to sound bad. This is going to come out bad, but he didn't go for the Air Force. He went for the Marine Corps. They all have their jobs. I understand that. Each branch has their jobs. But the toughest one, the toughest branch to get through is the Marine Corps. Exactly. He was not a wimp. That is for sure. When they're going through basic training, when they're nearing the end, because until they get to the end of basic training, they are not a Marine. They have to go through some training that's called the Crucible. Once they get through that and they come out at the end, then they are a Marine. That's very true of a Scorpio. And she literally said she didn't show him her crazy until after they were married. Now, though, I do have a question. That brings up a question. Were they legally married? Since her divorce was not finalized from her first husband. Thank you for your input, MZ. I very much appreciate your input. Hello, Kuma. Welcome. Which makes me question love of Scorpio. Are they legally married? Because they said it's said that they got married September of 2014. However, her divorce decree from her first marriage was not finalized until February of 2015. I would say that they're not legally married. And she wasn't able to provide a marriage certificate when she was asked at one of the hospitals, I believe, for a marriage certificate. She was not able to provide one. Yeah, she couldn't provide a marriage certificate, love of Scorpio. That tells me I don't think they're legally married. Because when you go to remarry, you have to provide them with a copy of your divorce decree. Thank you, MZ. I agree, Brenda. At that point, that should have put an end to her being allowed to have him moved. Well, I don't know. It didn't say it. I didn't get any information as to where they got married at. That part I didn't get, other than they got married in September of 2014. So the question now is, yes, in that case, the parents should have been next of kin. Exactly, love of Scorpio. She has no power of attorney if she's not his wife. And if she can't prove that she's his wife, then his family is his next of kin, his parents. And I think it's all starting to catch up to her. I think it's all starting to catch up to her. My question is, they were only like an hour away from the Mexican border, where she was going and getting his medication for his seizures. Do you honestly believe? Now, I don't know, Pamela. What am I going to say, and who am I going to say it to, Jolie? Let me ask you this. So, Robin has confirmed that it is an RV. It is a drivable vehicle, which means that she would attach the truck to the back end of the RV and tow the truck. Is she able to drive that thing? Well, you would think that the law enforcement would have done a lot more deeper investigation, but apparently they didn't. So, knowing that they were only about a mile from the Mexican border, did she have someone else drive her in the RV and the truck out of the country? I'm just asking. I mean, at this point, we don't know. My understanding is that the RV is no longer at her mother's house. I don't know, Kuma. That's what I would like to know. What is wrong with Ellie nowadays? I gotta remember I'm on my main channel. Keep control of my mouth. I agree, love a Scorpio, but at this point, where is she? If in fact the RV's gone, if in fact the RV's gone and the truck's gone. I would say the odds are probably pretty good that she's in Mexico right now. I don't have any proof, but that's a pretty good guess. That's okay, Kuma. Trust me, Kuma, on this channel, there's a lot of words that you can type in there and you can see the message, but nobody else can because I have plenty of words blocked on this channel, except my own mouth. But this case it's heartbreaking. It's very much heartbreaking. We have a man that we don't know where he's at. And now we don't know. She's not been on a live lately. I think she's been MIA from social media for a couple of days now. Kuma, no need to worry about it. It's if you put a naughty word in there, it'll just hold your comment. I just pray that something happens. Law enforcement needs to get involved. I don't know what branch of law enforcement, but at this point, FBI. Okay, so she's been MIA for at least 2 days. Yes, Kuma, she's a YouTuber. She's a Facebooker. She's big in the paparazzi jewelry business, Kuma. And I think she might have accounts. I don't know if she has Instagram accounts. That I'm not sure about. What other? She's a big social media person, especially on Facebook. Thank you, MZ. I wasn't sure what all she had. So she's got Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube channels. And she's got a couple of YouTube channels. Let me see if I can find that list. She has a YouTube channel under the name of Andrea McCrae. And her other YouTube channel, I believe, is called McCrae Tribe. Thank you, MZ. Thank you so much for helping me out with this. So MZ has put up the names of her on Facebook. Some of the things that I have mentioned was allegedly. We don't have any confirmation on it, such as her being a nurse. I would hope, I don't know when she had time to become a nurse, but yeah, I'm in that group, Love of Scorpio. I'm in that group. I am in that group, Justice for Vaughn. But I will work on getting more information and getting any updates and getting them out to you. Of all the cases I've worked on, and I've worked on a lot of missing cases and unsolved cases. This has to be the hardest. Thank you, MZ. If anybody can help, MZ has posted a link to help Vaughn's parents who desperately want to find their son. I don't know what else to say, but let's just pray. All we can do at this point, I mean, I don't know what more I can do other than bring you the information, provide you with the information that I can. Pray the family gets what they need so they can locate Vaughn and then locate their grandson. We need justice. We need more than one law enforcement agency involved here. I think that's part of the problem. I think that we need that state's agency involved. You know how TBI is involved in Summer's case. Well, whatever they're called in their state, we need them involved in this because local law enforcement dropped the ball, and they dropped a big ball. You're welcome, Kuma. Law enforcement has dropped the big ball on this one. Today I was doing my utmost to bring you factual information. As much facts as I could find. Like I said, I was up until 3 o'clock this morning and then got back up and got with my friend. And was cramming this, taking notes. I've got 12 pages of notes. Between last night and this morning, I've got 12 pages of notes. I've got more videos I need to look at. But I wanted to get this out there to you guys to let you know that I am working on this case, because this case hits hard. You're welcome. No person deserves to go through what Vaughn's going through. Nobody. No children deserve to go through what those children are going through. This woman needs serious help. She doesn't need a $150 pair of stiletto fingernails. She doesn't need expensive wigs. She needs help. And I do believe that in about an hour from now, Justin and Marissa will be going live. I don't know if they have any new information on this case. I know they've been working on it. And a couple of other, a number of other YouTubers are working on this case as well. I agree, MZ. I don't know how anybody could, after seeing her husband the way we seen him in videos and pictures, I don't know how anybody could support that woman. I really don't. I do not know how she has any supporters left. To see her husband in the condition he's in, to know that she videotaped him while he was having seizures instead of getting him medical attention. How can she still have supporters left? I don't understand. Because what she's done to him has brought harm to him, not getting him proper medical attention. I agree, love of Scorpio. It's very disrespectful. She's disrespecting a military veteran. They probably are, Kuma. That's probably what it is. I agree, Brenda. It sounds a lot like the Lori Vallow case. Starting to sound a little like Lori Vallow case. Yeah, exactly, love of Scorpio. It's a religion, Kuma, I believe. I'd I'd have to ask my husband. I think he said it's an offshoot of another religion. I don't understand your comment, Lisa. This is about Vaughn and Dre. Where is Vaughn? Where's Dre right now? I know I believe it's an offshoot of one of those. Yeah. I don't understand Lisa's comment. Not understanding Lisa's comment. I put out the who, the what, when. I agree, love of Scorpio. I totally agree with you on that. Okay. Who are you really, Lisa? You'll come back after you find out the who, what, when, where, and why? Hmm. This is about Vaughn. We need justice for Vaughn. That's the what. We know the who as well. I've given you the who and the what. The who is Vaughn. Justice for Vaughn. I don't remember the name. Well, the Scorpio. I don't recall seeing the name. Yeah, I agree, Kuma. That's true. There's extremists in all of them. And from what I'm hearing, Dre didn't want to follow all their rules. And she was basically thrown out of a few of their what do you call it? I got it written down. She was let go from a number of congregations. There it is. Sorry, I couldn't find my word. She doesn't like rolls. So, question is, who's helping her? Because I feel like there's somebody helping her. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Exactly, Kuma. She makes up her own rules, basically. She takes what she wants from she takes what suits her. She takes what suits her and ignores what doesn't suit her. And that's not how I can't MZ I can't well for one thing you sent it to the wrong messenger. Oh, there we go.
So when people mess with me or my family, I'm going to be very reactionary. Absolutely. But it doesn't mean all day I simmer in those feelings. Mm-mm. I always am thinking of my brain. I have trained it to work in a way where I view everything that happens in my life as it's happening for me. I'm always gonna win. That's why, really, the comments that people leave, it's just a waste of their time. They can go ahead and leave it. Say what you want to say. Your behavior is very erratic lately. That doesn't bother me. Mother sucker, I am crazy. Matter of fact, you better believe my behavior is gonna be erratic all the time, boo. This is why I didn't show my husband my crazy until I got married, okay? I trapped him. I said it. But now he doesn't look at it being trapped. He is happy that I trapped him, okay? Because he benefits. But yeah, it's not lately. It's all the time, mother sucker. Since I've been on social media, my behavior has been consistent. Psycho as a mother and very passionate with a big heart, but someone that don't take no bull. And so whenever bull does happen to me, I'm going to express it and I'm going to be heated.
There you have it. No, I didn't play the whole video. So there you have the real Dre. Sorry, guys, 1 second. Yes, she is. Do I know who Dre was following? Some doctor. Let me see if I can find the name. Dr. Sabi. Dr. Sabi. I'm not sure how you spell it. Thank you, MZ. Yeah, I'm not sure. Dr. Sebi, Sebi, I believe. But at least you got a view of Dre in all her her weirdness. Yeah, that's the doctor's name. She was following his diet, but I think she altered it to suit herself, like everything else. Thank you, MZ. Yeah, it's like she's dissociated from reality. That's true, love of Scorpio. I agree, Brenda. I agree. Yeah, that's most likely the biggest problem she has is that stuff right there that you're mentioning. Okay. Mm-hmm. I believe that's her biggest problem. And when they did a screen on him, he had high levels of it. There was high levels of it found in his system. They wanted to do another culture. And Dre refused to allow them to do it. A feces culture. And she refused to let them do that culture because there's no telling what they would have found in that. I mean, there's a whole lot more to this story that I haven't even touched on. And having my setup the way it is makes it difficult for me to share videos with you guys. I'm not set up like the average YouTuber. I don't have StreamYards. I don't have Restream for this channel. So therefore I can't, so I have to pop my phone up there and let you see it that way. So showing videos, is a little difficult. But we're going to continue on this journey. I'm not going to stop talking about it. Not going to stop talking about it. Vaughn needs justice. Vaughn's parents need justice. Vaughn's child needs justice. And Vaughn's child's siblings need justice. I don't know where the two older children's father is in all this and why he hasn't stepped in now that he's aware of their oh so special diet that we all know is far from healthy. Prayers, love of Scorpio. Prayers. Because I don't know what else to do. MZ has dropped the link for the family. I believe it's the family's GoFundMe link to help support the family in obtaining legal assistance in finding their son. And I would imagine in being able to have contact with their son. And otherwise, we'll just keep praying. I don't know, like I said, Justin and Marissa will be on here in a little, around 40 minutes from now, I believe. So I don't want to run into their time. Because I've given you all the information. I gave you 12 pages worth of information that I've gathered from last night through this morning and this afternoon. And I'm going to continue. I've got more videos to watch. So right now I will keep you updated as best I can. With any updates that we find. Thank you, love of Scorpio. I greatly appreciate that. I don't normally do that on my channel, but that goes directly to the family. Nothing comes to me. I don't get any of that. I don't want any of that. I want it all. I want them to get the money, the help that they need so that they can find their son and get justice. Thank you, Pamela. I try. I really do. I really try. Yeah, I seen that, love the Scorpio. And I used this cloth today because it's as close to the blue color of dress blues that I could find that I have here at my sitting beside me. You're welcome, Jolie. You're very welcome. So before I end this, let's all pray for justice for Vaughn and his family and his children. Let's just keep them in our prayers. Thank you, Vaughn, for your service. Semper Fi. And if I get any updates, guys, I will come back live. If I get any major updates, I will come back live. So, make sure you got that bell hooked up. I send much love and many blessings to all my members and all my subscribers and all my viewers. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of your day and pray for Vaughn.